who thinks things may have gone a little too far. His latest piece in The Spectator, the case for eliminating the concept of mental health. Doctor, it's good to see you. Thank you. The court certainly has acknowledged that you are an expert in these matters. When you say to eliminate the concept of mental health, why should we do that?
Well, most people think that the ups and downs of their mental state, which are actually perfectly normal, it's part of being a human being that one's mental state changes, are now symptomatic of diseases. And there are so many mental diseases, so-called diseases or disorders, that actually everyone has at least one. This is a very bad thing because it destroys people's resilience and ability to do anything about it. For example, for many years, I haven't heard anybody claim to be unhappy. I've heard of people say that they're depressed. And by saying that they're depressed, they're saying, I'm ill, it's up to you to do something about it. When actually it's either the way they're living or their circumstances, or there are many, many possible reasons for being unhappy.
Yeah, I can see that. I think about now social media, especially as it relates to TikTok that reaches young adults most prevalently. In a weird way, and we'll play some of the clips, being depressed or having anxiety or having issues has become in vogue, if you will. Take a look.
I suffer from anxiety and depression. How do those two energies go together? Like, ah!
Oh.
Ah!
Oh.
I'm afraid of the future.
I regret the past.
Is there something that has become almost fashionable about having issues?
Yes, and of course the issues that you have, the fashion changes in what they actually are. It's not very long ago that multiple personality of three faces of Eve kind was a fashionable diagnosis, and it's more or less disappeared. But we have, for example, transgenderism now. If you look at the DSM-5, which was published in 2013, the prevalence was given as 0.013% of the population. In the New England Journal, 4 years later, it was given as 0.6% of the population. Well, this seems to me the most likely explanation is fashion, not anything real, not anything biological.
How much?
Or...
Yeah, no, I mean, if you look at the overall percentages of antidepressant use, 6.5% in 2000, 10.6 2010, 13.8 in 2018. How do we blame the drug companies and maybe even doctors who are able to make more appointments and make more money and get more visits from drug reps if everybody who comes in they hand Prozac to, rather than say, hey, work out, and sometimes life's tough?
But you have to, doctors, to defend doctors a little, doctors have to get their patients out of the room. And it's very difficult it's much lengthier process to get a patient out of the room with not prescribing than with prescribing. The easiest thing to do is to prescribe, and the patient goes away. Quite likely there's a placebo effect, so the patient feels a little better, or he comes back and says, I'm not completely better, so the doctor changes the prescription. And this can go on for months or years.
Well, sir, with your permission, we are going to enlist you as the unpaid resident psychiatrist here on Balance. We appreciate your perspective, and your thoughts on this are most interesting. I think it's a voice people need to hear. Doctor, it's good to see you, sir. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.